So anyway, I went there for a year. I never got a job. I was fucking racking over there the whole time, and I was painting. 6 months in, I get busted, and it was like really fucked, man. Like the details of it, I really don't even want to get into because it just involves so many people. So yeah, so one day it's like a morning time, and we're going to paint. We're going to paint this yard, and we get busted just before going in, and everyone's in worker uniforms, and it's fucked up. After that, the house gets raided. From the raid, it's like central bookings here, you know, like we went to bookings, and then we ended up I ended up, and one of my other co-defendants ended up going to jail. At that point, the third had bailed out, which was, you know, my best friend. So we get I'm just gonna talk from my perspective here. So I get locked up. I bail out like within a week or something like this. And like just being like in jail for like those few days was like an amazing experience, to be honest, you know. And I'll get back into that, but yeah. So I bail out at the end of the week, and basically from then on, like, to be honest, I should have just stayed in jail. If I would have really, like, at the time I was just panicking because I was locked up abroad, like literally, like the fucking TV show. And I don't know, like I was just like, I just need to get out, you know? So I bailed out, but the bail conditions that I had were fucked. And like mentally I super spiraled. And I think like how we were just talking about like the whole socialization thing, I think it would have been better to stay in jail where I could have socialized. I came out from jail, and obviously, like, as you know, you may be familiar with, it's like if you catch a serious case, like your friends, like you're cancer, you know, nobody wants to get next to you. And that's how it was. So basically, like, it was just crazy, dude. Like the whole case to resolve took about like 6 months of fighting it, you know, in and out of court. At some point I was able to get like my bail conditions like reformed, and I like moved out of the state. That's how I ended up in the rainforest. Cause I just like, if I like moved out of the state, I could like get out of these like crazy bail conditions. Like I had a curfew. I was on basically house arrest for 13 hours of the day. And they would literally come check in my house, like knock on my door all hours of the night. It was super psychological, like warfare type shit. I had to go check in at the police station like twice a week. All my shit got fucking seized in this raid. You know, I had to get a new phone, a new SIM, and it's like, it's not here. I can't just go into T-Mobile. Like, that is such a mission. Like, yeah, it was crazy, man. So the fucked up part about all this was like, you know, in the midst of like all this raid, my best friend, just so happens that my best friend came to visit me from New York. And she came to visit me, and she has nothing to do with anything. And because she was in the house while, you know, we all got raided and stuff. And obviously, I mean, they were able to connect her to at least that we were about to enter the yard. You know, she ended up sitting in jail for 4 months because she wasn't able to bail out due to like some bureaucratic shit. And I think like the most amazing thing about it is that the kind of like the most fucked up part about it was that she didn't have anything to do with anything. And you know, she was offered an opportunity to you know, they said like in the beginning when she first was locked up, they were like, yeah, hey, like we'll let you go and we'll send you back home if you just give up your friend. And she didn't. You know, and she sat for 4 months. And I guess it's just like, yeah, it's a lot for me, you know, like that part, because that's my best friend. And like I feel like just by like associating with me, like I got her into like some shit, you know. But I think also like the actual show of friendship and loyalty was just like something I didn't even expect that, you know. So probably like that was like just one of the hardest things about all of that. In the end, after 6 months, I mean, the case went pretty terribly, pretty much like I shouldn't have even bothered fighting it. Australia is like really intense with how like they knew everything, everything. All my like side words, because they all connected everything to cell phone pings, you know.
Cell phone what?
Cell phone pings, like when your phone like pings on the tower and like it'll.
That's crazy.
It like shows where you are, and yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, like now it's totally like par for the course. It's like totally standard. But at the time, it just, and also too, like I was like on holiday, like it was just like a joke to me at that, like, you know what I mean? I didn't care. Or I wasn't, not that I didn't care, but I wasn't so concerned. But they knew everything, you know, they knew all the side names. They knew the cars that we drove to get there, because also this like CCTV shit, like as we were talking about, like with London, yeah, it was really intense. And just like coming from New York, and like here they don't really have like the same finances to investigate things, you know? So seeing like what it is when someone really throws the book at you like that, that was humbling for sure. Yeah, I paid like a bunch of money in restitution, because at the time, like, as I said, I was like, I'm never going back home. So even though everything was fucked up there, I was still like, I'm still not going back home. Like I have to figure it out here, you know? So I was just kind of like hell bent on trying to like, maybe by chance they renew my visa. But by the time everything, you know, occurred, my case had closed and my visa was expiring. They were like, yeah, hell no. Actually, like your visa's canceled and you have 7 days to like get the fuck out. So I am banned from Australia, sadly. I feel like in retrospect, it would have been cool to like do more nature stuff. I was so just like focused on like getting money and painting and eating good food. You know, that I think there's so much cool, like the real reasons why people go to Australia, like to go to the outback and things like that. Like I never really did stuff like that. But I saw, like I went to Perth, and a lot of Australians themselves don't even go to Perth. It's actually one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in the world.